Good afternoon, students. Welcome back online SSC classes from our DCB Suraypet YouTube channel. Okay, we have discussed yesterday about food security, how to get food security, who are required food security. In this case, we have discussed some topic about food security yesterday. Uh, Now I am continue the same topic, food security. Uh, Let us start. See this slide, all of you. Availability of food grains. What are the availability of food grains? See this. The first requirement for a country is to able to produce food grains for the whole of its population. How much of food grains? Total country's people requirements. Second one, how do we measure whether there is enough food for all or not? Okay, let us discuss whether this food reaches families or not would be examined later. We are at first estimating what is available. What is available? Food grains. Okay, let us see. See this. There is a difference between production and availability of food grains. This is follow as see this calculation how to estimate availability of food grains in the country, particularly in India. We are discussing about food security in India. So what is the availability of food grains in India? See this uh, availability of food grains for the year, total availability of the food grains per annum. See this uh, which ways to get food grains. First thing, that is first one, production of food grains during the year. Farmers are producing food grains during the year. That production, what are they produced? One thing, and the second one, and also in this some of the uh, production minus seed. We are using seed in the crop season starting, and feed. We are maintaining cattle rearing. For that purpose, we are using feeding some food grains for the cattle, and wastage. Some of the wastage automatically. This is very important. These three elements reduced from the production. Plus net imports. Always we are importing from other countries some food grains. Simultaneously, we are exporting food grains from other countries to other countries. So this is, see this total imports, and we are importing food grains minus exports. We are subtracting from exports, and minus change in the stocks with the government. Change in stocks with the government. What are the changes stocks in the government? For the purpose of food security, government provide some subsidy. Uh, that subsidy is distributed from PDS system, public distribution system. Okay, let us discuss next topic. This is the total average food grains available in country per annum. At the same time, availability of food grains per person per day. What are the availability of food grains per person per day? Per day. Availability of food grains for the year divided by population, total population divided by 1 year, 365 days. How to estimating this? Let us, there is a picture is there. Look at this picture. Per person, availability of food grains. See this, 1971, 1991, 2011. These are the total food grains available in our country per annum. See this, column 1, 2, 3, 7. Total population in 71. Total population 71. Net production of food grains in our country produced by the farmers. What are the produced by the farmers? That production, this is net imports and change in government stars. Government every year distributing some food grains to the poor people. That is that calculated changes mentioned here. Finally, net availability of food grains. See this calculation. To first thing, our production, column 3 plus our imports. Our imports. Imports means net imports equal to imports minus exports. So finally, fifth column is change in government stocks. Changes. There are changes. So this will be deducted from the total production. Total is this one. Total population. First thing, see this how to calculate this one. See first 94.9. This is total net production. This is added to this production. We are importing this production and the changes. This is deducted from both of them. Then finally, it is the final food grains available. See this, how much of food grains? Million tons. How many food grains available here? 94.3 million tons. 1 ton equal to 1000 kilograms. 1 kilogram equal to 1000 grams. See this, we have discussed already previous. This is, look at this, availability of food grains for the year divided by population divided by 365 days. Same here, we are calculation. See this total. This is the total availability of food grains. What is the total food grains? This is total population. This is total population and divided by 365 days. It is calculated totally 0.0003, sorry, 469 tons. Same, that is tons converted into kilograms into 1000. This production multiplied by 1000, that is converted into kilograms, 0.469 kilograms, and again converted into grams, 0.469 into 1000. Totally 469 grams available per a person per day. So in our India, everybody should take, everybody taken 469 grams per a day. So same way, we'll discuss 1991, 2011. See this paragraph. Based on your calculation, fill in the blanks. The per person availability of food grains has increased or decreased in between 1971 and 1991. But while dash is lower. Okay, let us discuss this one. Okay, in the next slide. See this 1991. What happened? Same total production. This one minus 0.1. net imports. Imports, it is negative production. This one -1. Then we will deduct from total production, net production minus changes. This is change minus 4.4 government stocks. Totally, this was final result 154.2 plus minus into minus plus 4.4. That is available. Net total production is available here 158.6. That is divided by total population. This one divided by 1 year, 365 days. It was calculated 0.00 and converted into kilograms and converted into grams. Finally, in 510 grams, 510 grams in 1991. So, which is greater 1971 and 1991? See this back, which is that is 469. This is so it is increased. This answer increased in the same way. 2011. This is what happened. 2011. See this next slide. Same manner. We are using same method here. This is 462 grams only. So it is decreased both 1971 and 1991. So in our India, food grains availability per a person per a day only 462 grams. This is very low. In this case, we require food security more and more. So what are the food grains? See this picture. Food grains, edible oil and pulses. There are two types of food grains. Cereals again, coarse cereals we have discussed already yesterday class, jowar, ragi, bajra and other millets, and fine cereals. These are coarse cereals. In early days, most of the people are very neglecting these crops, ragi, jowar, bajra. There is no nutrition, so they are neglecting this, particularly in British period. Colonial rulers, they are not accepted. They are preferred only white color food, that is paddy and wheat. So they are neglecting. After that, they are very nutritional food. They know well known about these cereal food. So these are the very important. See this, many believe coarse cereals to be inferior grains in the starting. After that, they are very good. They expected these food grains are unhealthy, bad thinking first time by the Britishers. Why? Because they are preferred only paddy and wheat, white color food. That's why they neglected this. And next thing, availability of other food items, not only paddy, wheat, and jowar, bajra, ragi, and any our food grains. Other food grains, not food grains. Let us discuss availability of other food items, particularly. See this, it is said that there is a change in consumption pattern with people demanding for more fruits, vegetables, milk, meat, poultry, and fisheries. See this, although there has been increase in production of other food items over the years, our lifestyle changes, our food habits are also changes day by day. We have preferred other food items. Regularly we are taking rice, wheat and other food items, but changing in the society, we are also changed. That's why we prepared series, vegetables, fruits, eggs and meat, milk. These are the other food items. These it is not sufficient to meet the minimum dietary requirements. Other food items are not sufficiently taken by us. See this first, per annum we have to take this much of food grains. Actually, 300 grams of vegetables we have to take, but actually we have taken 100 grams. Sorry, see this. This is actually vegetables. Every day we have to take 300 grams of vegetables. We have to take, but we had only 180 grams. Similarly, fruits. Per day, we have to take 100 grams of fruits, but we had take only 58 grams. Similarly, per person requirement eggs per annum 180 eggs. Per person, we have to take 180 eggs per annum. Actually, we had only 30 eggs. Another thing is meat, dietary requirement. Every year we have to take 11 kilograms per year, but availability only 3.2 kilograms. Every Sunday and other festival occasions, we prepared particularly non-vegetarian, particularly meat, chicken or mutton, whatever it is you like. Actually, we have to take per annum 11 kilograms, 11 kgs we should take, but yeah, available only we should take only 3.2 kgs. So another thing is milk, milliliters. Every day we have to take 300 milliliters of milk, but only availability of the food 210 milliliters of a day. These are the other food items available. So that's why we said that it is not sufficient to meet the minimum dietary requirements. Why do we require these food items? Okay, let us discuss. Particularly, we should live, we should work, we should take nutritional food. How? Let us discuss. Particularly, agricultural diversification. What is agricultural diversification? One of the survey here, that is particularly in Bengal, West Bengal, there is a Midnapur. Midnapur has red laterite soils. I went to Midnapur. I am observing that area and people. I'm observing them. The village was Kaspal in the Borkolla Gram Panchayat. Borkolla Gram Panchayat area. Almost all the families have two wells. The bank gave credit to them for water development. In that village, Borkolla Gram Panchayat village, I visited that place. Everybody, almost all the farmer families have two wells. Everybody has two bore wells, that is known as bore wells. They have well developed technology used in the farming, and also they get loans from the banks to development irrigation facilities. Everybody has 3 to 5 cattle, and also they are developing crops. They are cultivating only 2 acres of land only. Only 2 acres of land cultivated by these village people or farmers. It is they well developed. They make money from from commercial crops only. Particularly, they crazy about potatoes. They are they are not grown. They were not grown paddy, wheat, jowar, maize. They are producing commercial crops only. They are the original seed brought from their village universities. It is that commercial seeds are very high cost. Anyhow, they used that and they developed, they make money more and more with these crops because of we are using cultivation, we are using particularly food grains that is paddy, wheat. But in this village, they were not using these paddy. Only they were using to grown commercial crops. They crazy about potatoes. Particularly, they were producing vegetables only. Vegetables only. In the same near of the place, river sleep area, 300 height, 300 meters of height from the river. There is another village is there. In that village, uh, half of the people very poor. They are producing food grains. They grow crops, only one crop per annum. Um, they they depending they are depending rain rainfall to grow second crop. Particularly, this is very important for us because of other food items producing one of the village. This is very nice. See this in this agricultural diversification, they are changing crop crop system. Recently, our Telangana government was chief minister announced change our crops, which is the important in the market to get more profits or benefits. That's it. Agricultural diversification may impact food grain production. What happened? Food grain production affected by the agricultural diversification. Then automatically this production, food grains production will be decreased. Why? Because they grown other other food items. Other food items they grow. So it is very low. See this another thing is India's per capita availability is very low when we compare the same with countries in Europe and USA. We have discussed before slide our India 1971 469 grams per day per person and 1991 590 something and 2011 462 grams we have taken only, but Europe they used 700 grams, USA 850 grams. They get nutritional food. They in this way they can work physical work easily. When they are using nutritional food automatically generating energy, then they go to work. The decline in the level of per capita availability of food grains is something is to be worried about for India's food security. This is, I said already, for food grains impact by the agricultural diversification automatically. This is low food grains produced by the farmers. This is very worried about that. So India required food security. How can we provide food security? See this access to food. The next important aspect of food security is the access to food. It is not sufficient to produce food grains and other items. See this? We are not producing sufficient food. It is not enough to produce. Another thing, everyone should be able to buy them for the consumption. That is access to food. Access to food. First, we have to buy to consume the food grains. See this? Another, there is a question. Is everyone able to access the minimum food requirement? Is there access or not? They can get this food or not? Food we eat gets burnt in our body and produces heat, and this is measured in terms of calories. When we take food, automatically energy generated, then we can we are able to work with that energy with the physical work. Most of the village people are using physical work in the fields, particularly agricultural fields. So they required nutritional food. In this food calculated in calories, what we take in. See this, a standard of 2,100 kilocalories per day in urban areas. Everybody should take nutritional food. How much of kilocalories we should take in urban areas? 2,100 kilocalories per day. At the same time, 2,400 kilocalories in rural area. We should take. Otherwise, we can't do work, physical work, mainly in uh, village areas. Most of the people depending upon agricultural activities only and other related agricultural activities. So they should work as physically only, not mentally. In other sectors, particularly service sector, they can work with mentally. But in agricultural sector, most of the people physical work they had done. So next slide. See this? Our the national average calorie levels in both rural and urban areas are below the needed calorie requirements. Also, the consumption of calories has gone down between 83 to 2004. National average in our villages and urban areas, we should take only 2,100 in rural urban areas and 2,400 in rural areas kilocalories we should take, but that kilocalories of food not available. They 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 had not access to that food. See this graph, we can understand easily. In See this, the 1983 to 2004. See this graph, we can understand easily. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. First quarter means first 3 months, January to February, March. Second quarter, April to 3 months, and July to September, October to December. See this, in particularly in rural areas. See this, calorie intake per person in rural India. Intake calorie, they did not get that food, but they have taken only first quarter 1,624 kilocalories of food only. So actually, how much of we take? We should take 2,400 kilograms, but every quarter it is very low, less than this. So in this quarter, fourth quarter is very nice. Uh, But look at this paragraph. 80% of people in rural areas in India consume food that is below the calorie standard. In the graph 3, you can see the lowest calorie intake is for the people who are the poorest in the rural areas. So most of the, depending upon agricultural activities, they did not take this much of kilocalories of food. See this, and it is way below the recommended standard of 2,400 kilocalories. Whereas these are the people who are involved in the most difficult and heavy manual labor. I told you already. Next slide. See, then we should provide food security. What is a food security system? We can discuss both of these buffer stock and public distribution system. Let us see public distribution system. What are the how can we get food grains, subsidized food grains from the government? This is our Indian government established food PDS system. So public distribution system. This is the food security of the India. How to provide food security for the people. This is one thing. See this. Ration shops are important means for people to access food grains in India. One survey was conducted in 2009 and 10 to know whether families in different states procure food grains from public distribution system, fair price shops. What are the fair price shops? These are the ration shops. And how much are they part of the total food grain consumption? Look at the graph, this graph. Okay, coming to the series. And again, uh, this shows people's dependency on PDS for the purchase of their staple food grains in different states of India. Studies indicate that southern states of India have a good record in public distribution system. You can understand food public distribution system in this picture. Percentage share purchases from PDS. We are the people. We are buying food grains from PDS, from ration shops. See this, every state providing this facility. Punjab 90.8, Rajasthan only 25%, Maharashtra 33, Gujarat 22, Bihar, and combined AP 76.1. Tamil Nadu is the highest state. So in this case, they are facilitating to the people to provide food grains. They can able to uh, they they can get these food grains from ration shops only. For for all India, total all India, 44.5% of people use PDS. This means nearly a dash are yet to benefit from PDS. That means 55.5 persons are not getting this. In states such as these four states, very low. These are Punjab, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Gujarat. Or northern states are very low. That's why it is very good. Southern states like see this combined AP, Tamil Nadu, very higher food grains provided by the state governments. So next, see this how to PDS system working. First, central government procuring the food grains from the farmers. Then that storages in Food Corporation of India. Then automatically transportation, bulk allocation. Finally, this is distributed. These food grains distributed by the central government, and that distributed by the state government to the ration shops. Then consumer buying that automatically consumers, uh, people, people are able to buying the people are access to food easily with subsidized prices. Okay, buffer stock. What is the buffer stock? The stock of food grains, mainly wheat and rice, procured and maintained by the government through Food Corporation of India is called buffer stock. Buffer stock means we can store the food grains. How can we store it? State, central government procuring food grains from farmers all over India, all the states. That is the stock by the FCI, Food Corporation of India. It was established in 1965 by the central government. Total food security provision provided by the central government only. And next, the FCI purchases wheat and rice from the farmers in states where there is surplus production. The farmers are paid a pre-announced price for their crops. When the central government procuring the food grains from the farmers, already that crops declared a pre-announced price. That pre-announced price is known as minimum support price. Minimum support price. Nowadays, recently, now our farmers are vegetation started in central level, particularly in Delhi, our capital city of India, to abolish and newly enacted by central government acts, that is agricultural acts, 3 acts. That is in future what happened about agricultural act. There is in that acts there is no MSP. That's why farmers are hesitating against the central government. National Food Security Act 2013. The Indian government came out with a new law in 2013 called the National Food Security Act to legalize people's right to food. It applies to approximately 2/3 of the population of India. There is a problem. Most of the farmers producing food grains, after that they started other non-food grains. They're producing non-food grains like other items, other food items we have seen. They they introduced, they practiced particularly poultry farms, fisheries, cattle rearing. These are dietary new elements are introduced by the farmers. So in this case, central government should provide food security. In this case, there is a law passed by the government, that is 2013, that is National Food Security. It is what happened. This, according to this act, people's right to food, right to food. It is the one of the fundamental right. We should get food from the government. Particularly, it is the responsible to provide food to the people, that is government. Okay, 2/3 of the people applies this law, this act. As per this law, every person of low income families is entitled to 5 kilograms of food grains per month at subsidized rates. Okay, we have seen in our local ration shops, every family, every person, see this income, low income families, every person entitled 5 kilograms of rice or other food grains, particularly rice. In our Telangana state government provided everybody, every person get 5 kilograms of food grain from the PDS system ration shop. Very low prices. fair prices. Among poor families, the poorest ones are entitled to 35 kilograms of food grains. See this? There are different kinds of ration cards available. Poor and poorest. Every family only maximum 4 or 5 persons limited. 4 person, 4 into 5 kilograms, 20 kilograms only. One family. But poorest of the family, they get 35 kilograms of food grains. They had Antyodaya card. See this? Some food grains are mentioned here by the central government. The central government will supply rice, wheat, millets for 3 rupees, rice 2 rupees, wheat 1 rupee, millets. Under this law, if required, a maximum of 75% of people living in rural areas, 50% of urban areas people get this public distribution system. This law also envisages providing free cooked meals for pregnant women, lactating mothers, children aged 1 to 6 coming to Anganwadis, and midday meals for children aged 6 to 14 in schools. We have seen in our schools, particularly, we have taken midday meals 1 to 10th class, 6 to 14 years of age who are that is. And also Anganwadi center 1 to 6 years children get this food, and pregnant women and lactating mothers. Lactating means milk feeding mothers. They get food grains from the government. That means PDS system. Okay, according to National Food Security Act 2013. This while Indian Parliament enacts various laws such as National Food Security Act, and implement schemes such as Integrated Child Development Scheme. This is very important. Anganwadi centers and pregnant women, lactating mothers, and school midday meal scheme. These are completely provided by the Integrated Child Development Scheme. In our Telugu, సమీకృత బాలబాలికల అభివృద్ధి పథకం. Oh, anyhow, let us discuss another thing. Through judicial verdict on court cases filed by non-governmental organizations, the Supreme Court directed all the state governments and central government to provide midday meals to all the young children studying in schools, who are studying in schools. According to our Supreme Court order, state governments should be facilitated food grains to the what did you say, that pregnant women, lactating mothers, and Anganwadi centers, schools, midday meals. These are also particularly see this midday meal scheme introduced by the Tamil Nadu first. That is Tamil Nadu. This scheme is now being implemented in all the states. About 14 crore people, children studying in schools eat midday meals today. The first introduced midday meal scheme in India, that is Tamil Nadu. After that, all the states should be implemented these midday meal schemes by Supreme Court judiciary order. Series, when state governments refused to implement this scheme, the court also set up monitoring mechanisms and provided suggestions for better implementation of school midday meals should locally produced, hot and cooked, hygienic nutrition, and with varied menus for every day of the week. We have seen in our school already every day different curries, hard cooking food grains available to us. The court also ruled that preference to be given to Dalit cooks, widows, and destitute women, depending women. This one court said that who maintain the midday meals, who cooking midday meal scheme. First priority given to the Dalit cooks, Dalits, then widows, then destitute women. Destitute women means depending women. This is one thing. This is the largest school feeding program in the world. In order to generate revenue for the scheme, the court directed the Indian government to impose taxes. See this? Court directed to the Indian government to impose taxes. The hard cooked meal is also now provided in Anganwadis for children. This is one of, okay, students, I hope you understand what we are discussing now. Okay, next class we will discuss tomorrow the part 3, final part. Okay, thank you. Gurmut sir. Sir, Gurmut sir. Okay, all the 10th class students,